Working with repeating groups in Bubble, we are able to filter the information that is displayed in a repeating group only based on one filter or multiple filters. And that's exactly what I want to show you today how to do. I want you to be able to use the filters that you create to sort the data or filter the data that is displayed in a repeating group for your users to see. Before we jump into showing you exactly how to do that, I want to provide you some examples that will hopefully add some context to how to do this and why we do this in different use cases. Let's take a look. So the filters that I'm talking about is the filters that you can find in applications such as Yelp or Zillow. Basically, filters that allow you to change the results on a repeating group based on what the user wants. As an example, I have restaurants here that are good for kids that offer delivery and opens at 3:50 p.m. that are within this price range as they have determined, and we have 6 pages. But if I start taking some filter out, I can see that list grows to 9 pages. Now, if I bring it back down, the list shrinks to 5 pages. So the results on that repeating group are changing based on the listings that meet that specific criteria that we're looking for as a user of Yelp. Now, the same thing can be seen on Zillow, where different criteria will uh, change the, what do you call it? The results on the repeating group. So as an example, if we go from 5 bedrooms, so as of right now, we have 11 results. If we change from 5 bedrooms to one or more, we have 140 results, which is much more than the original results that we had when the filter was really restrictive. Now, if we further change from 4 bedroom to 1+ bathrooms, now we're going to change the amount of results that meet this criteria from 100 and some to 652. That's a big difference when you take into consideration that we went from 11 to 652 when we have a much more relaxed criteria. Now the question is, how do you do this in Bubble? So I have created a demo, and we have here amount of bedrooms, amount of bathrooms, and as you can see here, we have different properties that meet that criteria. Now, with that being said, we're going to jump into the editor and we're going to take a look at how you get that done on Bubble from scratch using drop downs and a repeating group. So here we are in the Bubble editor. We're going to delete what we have here so we can create space to what we're going to build. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a group here in the editor. This group is going to, let's change the color to green, and we're going to let it run. And this is going to be 60 pesos. All right, good. Now we're going to bring through 2 drop downs. Drop down 1. Let's make sure this is a row. And this is going to be amount of bedrooms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be center. Let's separate them. Amount of bathrooms, 7. Let's change the font to white. White. It's because I want to be able to see it. Perhaps green wasn't the best choice. Yep. It looks much better. All right. And now we're going to change the name. This is going to be bedrooms down. This is going to be path. And we're going to bring a repeating group to the screen. And this is going to be up to 75%. It's going to be center. 76%, that's fine. Doesn't really matter. What happened? 76%, right? So this is going to be a property, and we're going to do a search for, and we're going to be merging this search, but it's going to be searching for properties that meet the attached criteria. So bathrooms equals the bathroom drop down value, and the bedrooms will match its respective drop down. Now it's really important that we ignore empty constraints. So when there's nothing there, we can make sure that all the properties are being shown. I'm going to drop a group here, and this is going to be a properties group, current cell properties, going down. Let's make it a little bit taller, about 100 pesos. And we're going to drop three things. Well, four things, four elements. First one is going to be an image for the feature image of the property. Going to stretch. This is going to be 80 pesos, and it's going to be a ratio of 4:2. Actually, 4:3. That should be a little bit better. The second thing that we're going to do is we are going to drop a group, and let's make sure that this is a row, because this group will contain some of the data and parent property. Yep. And the first data that it's going to have is the parent group property name. Secondly, we're going to drop a group that will be a row. And this row will include the amount of bathrooms and amount of bedrooms. So first test will, let's make sure. Perfect. To set that up, you gotta make sure that you pass the data all the way through. So taking the test, it's going to be the bathrooms first. Then it's going to have the amount of bedrooms. And this is just to help us see and make sure that we're doing it correctly. Let's take the minimum height and let's make sure that this is whole center. And lastly, we're going to add gap in between. I just want to be able to see it. Let's refresh this, and we should have the new UI. As you can see, it's a little bit different. It's what we just designed. That's good. Now, what we want to do is we want to, let's take a look, see what we did. All right. So whenever equals the amount of bedrooms or bathrooms, that would be what would be displayed. So if we want a property with 5 bedrooms, we should have 2 results. And that's correct, 2 results. Let's just do one quick thing, and this is just bothering me personally. Add a gap. Resets, there's a gap. Good. All right. So 5, we get 2 properties. We get 3, we got 1 property. We get none, no data there. So we got all the properties, which is a total of 6 properties. Same thing works for bathrooms, 3 bathrooms, all of them. And there are none with 5, 6, or 7 bathrooms. But there are some with 2. There's 1 with 2, and 2 with 1. And there are a few that have more than that one. Okay, yeah, 2 with 1, 2 with 3, or 3 with 3, and 1 with 2. So now, if all you want to do is to make sure that whatever you are showing meets a specific criteria, you can stop here. You get your answer. This is how you get it done. Now we're going to jump into adding a little bit more, a level more of difficulty and a little bit more of an advanced level. Let's take a look at what we have in store. Now, what we just did is if we go on Zillow, I'm sorry, if we go to Yelp, all we did is whatever match these criteria, so it's good for launch will display, or whatever docs are allowed, that's what will be displayed. But we want to add a level of difficulty around this, which will be what you will find on Zillow. Basically, any house that have one or more bedrooms. Not only the houses that have one bedroom, the ones that have one or more will be displayed. So let's jump into the editor and let's take a look at how we can accomplish that. So for this, we're going to merge this search with another search. And that search again will be for properties, but this time we are going to be looking at houses that the amount of bathrooms is more than whatever number they selected in this dropdown. So ideally, it should not only show the amount, the houses or the properties with the amount of bathrooms that we selected, but any other house that have more than that amount should be displayed on that repeating. Let's take a look. So here we're going to be looking at 2 bathrooms. And as you can see, now it's displaying not only the one that have 2 bathrooms, but the 3 other properties that have 3 bathrooms, which is more than the 2 bathrooms that we were wanting to get. So we got exactly what we wanted and everything above that, which is good for the user and good for us because it provides better experience for the user. Now let's add another layer of difficulty, and there might be better ways to do this. And this is just the way that I learned to do it. I have never dove down and figured out what is the best way in regards to work units. So I will leave that to you. But a way that you can do it is to merge it with another search. And this time we're going to be looking for bedrooms that are bigger than the amount of bedrooms that they're looking at. And we will take a look and make sure that they are, in fact, doing what it needs to do. Again, 2 bathrooms, and let's change this. When this drop down value is not empty, placeholder, or not a placeholder. Well, let's see if that does it. And you start seeing a blank. All right, we're not going to fix that. So here we're displaying any property that have 2 or more bathrooms, but within those, I also want to make sure that the house have at least 6 bedrooms because that's what I want. So we're going to select 6, and as you can see, oh, this one is showing. It should not be. But this one is not. It might be an issue in the database. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that one is showing. It might be in the database. It probably take too much time to figure out. City. Highland Heaven. It's one of these 2. It's definitely not that one. I don't know. But as you can see, it's displaying all the other houses that have 5, 6 or more bedrooms. We have one that just for some reason got stuck there, and perhaps we can take a look at these. See some more. Okay. 3 bathrooms. Okay, that fixed it. You have to make sure that the that is ignoring the empty constraints. There you have it. Now you're going to be able to tie together different filters and filter the data in your Power application, your repeating groups to meet the user's criteria, therefore offering a better user interface and a better user experience when they're using your app. I really appreciate you taking your time and watching my video today. I hope that you learned something new and that this helped you build nice applications. If you have a moment, I would really appreciate if you consider subscribing to the channel. It helps me achieve my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can start monetizing the channel. But more importantly, if you can please leave, I would really appreciate that because that would allow me to not only get more subscribers in the future, but also reach more people with the tutorials and hopefully help somebody that is trying to learn Bubble. But again, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.